We remain under caution here on lap number 33 of 90 of the pace truck lights coming off. American Sim Racing Tour getting ready to go. Green flag racing back here once again. Cautions breed cautions, and so far, that looks like that may have been the case, but they're getting ready to go back green flag racing and rack it up again. Sean Stevens, James Waring, Kirby Caputo, your top three. If you haven't already done so, if you could, please communicate with everybody that's watching. We had such a great viewership here, and everything just kind of went kaput there. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you refresh or tell your friends that you can find us back alive on pretty much all three platforms. We are back here ready to go for the remainder of the race here tonight, hopefully. Pace truck lights, again, like I mentioned, are off here. And these drivers getting ready to go back green flag racing in these Gen 4 NASCAR Cup cars. A very unique league with this group. We talked about at the top. Again, they run back-to-back super speedway races each and every week. Make it a lot of fun for everybody. Alternating cars. So they're going to run through, they'll run Talladega next week, and then they'll flip over to another NASCAR. I believe they're going to go to the next gen car. And then they'll rotate through trucks, Xfinity, and more. But for now, though, we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Pace trucks going to duck down pit road. And there it is, the green flag back out here at Daytona. Side by side they go. So far, so good. Oh! And that outside line getting squirrely. But still, side by side. Keeping it clean here, come across the stripe for lap number 35. Oh, and the top line gets into the wall. They're moving backwards. They able to hang on to it and stay out of everybody else's way. Whoa, I see that, but there's some big checking up happening on the backstretch. In the meantime, Sean Stevens, Kirby Caputo, Joseph Fogg, Daniel Holloway, James Waring, your top five. This front row all out of sorts. Most everybody came down pit road here on lap number, what was that, lap 33 or lap 32? And took tires once again and fuel. A big wreck in the pile up! And the caution's out. We've got cars backwards and upside down on the bottom of the racetrack and more. That was a huge wreck in turn number one. I'm gonna go back and take a look at that here. I'm gonna try to, I think it started about here. Let's take a look. Nope, she had already happened there. No, but I bet we have it, at least part of it right here. Oh, just a big pile up, several cars. That's that. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. I see the 35 involved and a couple others. Unfortunately, going to bring the caution out here once again here at Daytona. Again, though, with this group, the American Sim Racing Tour, they do have a one single fast repair. So a lot of these drivers are able to come down pit road and get that fast repair if they were to need it or deem it necessary. So those fast repairs underway for a couple of those drivers in the meantime. Looks like everybody may come down pit road once again. Another set of good years for these cars would not be a bad idea for a lot of these drivers. And there you have it. Sean Stevens going to leave it down pit road for another set of pit stops, and we're going to take one ourselves. You're watching Turn 1. Pace truck lights are off here at Daytona while the big lights are bright. As these drivers come down turn 3 and 4, getting ready to go back green flag racing. Right here on lap number 40, getting close to that halfway point and about 10 laps away from that next stage break. Side by side, doubled up and ready to restart here. Now, we talked about, again, those fast repairs and super speedway racing and got to be there at the end. Well, guess what? I would imagine about half the field or so has used up those fast repairs. Who's going to keep the car underneath them and take it the rest of the way home? Well, we begin to find out here as the 83 and the 21 bring it back. Green flag racing. Out front, single file. Oh, big sideways there for Stevens. He was able to save it, but I was about to say single file and ready to roll, but now Stevens out front, and Holloway is going to try to make a move, and all of a sudden that inside line is split up. They are broken up like last week's prom king and queen, and Holloway back up to the front here on lap number 40. Here comes the 22 with that 29 car. Big push from Chris Eggers. Coming across the stripe, Akers now leading that outside row. Inside lines, pretty much single file with the exception of those two sitting out there. I believe that's Todd Poston with him. Otherwise, inside lines dominant so far. Again, everybody needs to be playing a little conservative. We're not even at the halfway point of tonight's American Sim Racing Tour. Action here at Daytona, and again, these drivers, we plan to bring this group and this league here back and forth through a couple different cars for the foreseeable future right here on Turd One, so make sure you get connected. We'd love to have you. The 22 gets a little sideways there on the 21 and 27 rather side by side. I believe that was the 27 there. Stevens got a little sideways on the bottom. Holloway on that outside line with the help from the 29. The 83 has not gone anywhere. He was the leader on the restart, sitting now P2 in the inside row. A little bit of sideways jostling action. Everybody check it up as these cars get loaded up, heading off into turn number 3. Side by side they go. Coming down the backstretch. 27, the 21, the 83, and the 29. Mixed in with the 31 there. That is Poston on that outside line. This is the first time he's been up front most of the night. He's been hanging around 10th or so. At least a couple rows back from the leaders, but now Poston up there ready to make something happen. '27, the 21, the 83, and the 29 still maintaining those top 4 spots. Another driver kind of coming into the mix here is that 37 car. That's Joseph Fogg on the bottom there. Has actually stayed pretty clean through most of the incidents here tonight. Now just rolling around, minding his P's and Q's, sitting anywhere between P6 and P8 right there on that bottom line, 3rd row. That outside line, again, starting to get a little check-up happy. These drivers having to pull the cars back down to them. Again, they're a little wild in the draft here. But up front, yeah, things are starting to heat up once again as we come across the halfway point down the backstretch, lap number 45. I don't think we're done yet with some exciting, maybe some risky maneuver in here. As we saw the 7 to the 3, three wide battle there for just a moment. taking a look back at some of these other cars towards the back of the pack to see where they are. Some of these contenders that were up front early. Robert Duvedek, remember he was back there after that pit road entry issue. He's back up here vying for 17th rather. Hanging on there. Again, you had to use up that fast repair, so he's just hoping everything stays clean so he can be there at the end to make a big push for the win. In the meantime, you have two mindsets on the super speedway. You're either leading or you're way back in the pack. There's nowhere really, you don't want to be in the middle of this, 6th, 7th, and 8th, especially if you're trying to keep the car underneath you. And the 21, the 29, well, they've had that mastered over the last 20 laps or so, sitting up front, trying to keep the car clean. If you're not in traffic, you can't get in any trouble as long as you trust that drafting partner you have there. And you see the 27 start to look underneath the 21 a little bit. He had a bit of a run there, I would imagine. Oh, and the caution's out again. Everybody's going to check up and scatter out a little here. This looks like this may have impacted a good pack of cars here towards the back. Starting with Hunter Smith, Ed Smith, and a couple of others. Let's take a look. He's already down there on the apron. Can we find out why? Oh, it looks like he may have just stopped there. All right, so that may not be our call. Let's try this. Oh, no, that's going to be it. The 3. Oh, in big trouble for a bunch of drivers there, unfortunately. That's going to take out some quick folks, I do believe. And that would explain why the caution's out. And again, we're starting to run into where these fast repairs, they've already been consumed. Really no left opportunity. And if you can't keep the car clean, you have to go down pit road to get what repairs you can. The leaders get caught up with the pace truck and going to bring these drivers down pit road again. Another set of Goodyear tires and a little bit of fuel as we're well past the halfway point of tonight's race here. It looks like this is going to be the caution for the stage break as well, with stage number 2 ending on lap number 50. under caution here for the fourth time tonight on lap number 50. Well past halfway here for the American Sim Racing Tour season kickoff here at Daytona. And I tell you what, you're not going to want to miss any of the racing action these drivers bring on here over the next couple weeks. As we talked about, Talladega on the 10th. That'll be the Gen 4 car. And then back to Daytona here in March with the Gen 8 for 2 weeks. So then they rotate through Trucks, Xfinity, and the next gen all the way through. That's, what is that? Middle of April. And then their playoffs kick off there on 4/14. Again, rotating through the Gen 4, Gen 8 trucks, Xfinity, next gen. And then that last race being a team pick. So a lot of really different racing that we normally don't cover here on Turn 1. So I'm really glad to hear that. I'm glad to see Guy and the group reach out and want to do a deal. And I appreciate them teaming up with Turn 1 this season. Getting ready to go back green flag racing here. Lap number 51. That 29 car fastest off pit road along with Dalton Gibson in the 7 machine. That's your front row. Kirby Caputa and DJ Madish, your top 4. And that third row there, Tyler Hurt. And who is that? Jeff Carl up there as well. By the way, we see, Chris Hockley, Hawk Dizzle over there in chat. We appreciate you tuning in tonight. His pork chop as well. We'll be seeing you guys in just a few weeks right here on Turn 1. But in the meantime, the green flag is back out. And we're back underway under the lights here at Daytona for ASR. Akers did not get the greatest of restart. That's going to put Gibson out front by about 5 car lengths, but that's not going to be for too long. Here comes DJ Madish. These super speedways are the great equalizer. You're seeing an example of that right there. No line really able to have much of an advantage when you have the draft. And there goes Akers. He had a big run with the 83 and a shove. He's going to get clear. The 29 car back to the front on the bottom here. Lap number 51. That's going to bring the 83 back into the picture here. Once they get organized, he's going to have, I believe that's the 31 with him. Of Todd Poston again, we got another car sideways down the back straight, or down in the back. That's going to bring out another caution. Several drivers involved here. The 27, who was very fast, Stevens. I'm not sure why he was even back there to begin with. Unfortunately, he's going to be involved in it. And a couple others. It looks like Ethan Hurst, John Bell, bringing out the caution here once again on lap number 52. While under caution, want to take this opportunity to announce that Turn 1 Broadcasting is looking for 1 to 2 additional leagues to call, or events to call here in the next couple weeks. If you're looking to bring a new dynamic or a new voice to a race, a tournament, or a charity event, please consider Turn 1 Broadcasting for all of your commentary needs. For more information and to get a competitive rate, check availability, head on over to Turn 1 Broadcasting on Facebook. Send us a message. Get back to you as soon as we possibly can. Do just like ASR did. Reach out, get secured, get locked in for a long run here with Turn 1. Looks like everybody's going to come down pit road here. And take tires and potentially a little bit of fuel under caution, while a couple of drivers stayed out. And this is going to bring a couple drivers up front that have not been up here all night long. Well, at least a couple have not been up here. Carl Lingle, Ambrose Cribble. I'm sorry, Ambrose Nibble. Sorry about that, Ambrose. Darius Davati. James Waring, your top 4. They may come down pit road. We'll see. In the meantime, though, fastest off pit road. No shocker. The 29 of Chris Akers. Dalton Gibson, TJ Manish, Kyle Caputa, Todd Paulston. Pace truck lights are off. They're doubled up, getting ready to go back. Green flag here. Lap number 56 at Daytona for the American Sim Racing Tour. Inaugural race right here on Turn 1 Broadcasting. I'm Sean Fitz. Appreciate you being here. Record viewership here tonight on all 3 platforms. We appreciate it. If you haven't already done so, like, subscribe, comment, do what you need to do to get connected to Turn 1. We've got a lot of racing coming up here in the next couple months. We want you to get connected. Up front, Ambrose Nebel, Carl Lingle, first time up front, and the green flag back out. The 84 had a great start. The 18 not so much, as we see some lane changing happening a little further on back. With Nebel riding there on the bottom. It's going to have a little bit of help here from Waring, who's been up in the top 10 a good bit here tonight. But keep an eye on that 29 car of Chris Eggers. Third in the back row, or third in line there. Behind that 13. Nebel's going to get free and clear of that outside line pretty good. See the bottom really starting to shape up once again. That outside line has just not been as competitive And now, yeah, you see that there. That's going to leave that outside line. I believe that's DJ Madish out there in the 69, I believe. Having some trouble. But Akers is going to go with him. If you're a driver in the top 10 and you have a chance to partner up with that 29 car here, I think you can't resist the opportunity. But it looks like that 30 car is going to take the ride. He's going to go up front, and now the 7's going to push the 29 up there. That is Gibson. And just like that, Nebel's back to 5th. Carl Lingel's back to 3rd. And Dalton Gibson, Chris Akers cruising now on the bottom here. The 30 car having a little bit of trouble there on the bottom. Trying to keep that car pulled down. But as we were talking about at the top of the broadcast, these Gen 4 cars are really very fast. You know, very much the restrictor plate era of NASCAR. And the same goes for here on iRacing. Very fast cars, very loose cars. So you've got to be able to predict. You've got to have your sight lines way out there in front of you. Try to hang on to this thing as much as humanly possible. And if you can, and you can keep a hold of the beast, it is a wild ride. You're seeing that here tonight as we're going to potentially look at going 3 wide. 3 wide. Oh, they're going to get punched up in a big wreck down to turn 3 and 4. That's going to collect a couple drivers, and unfortunately, potentially end the night for a couple as we're out under caution for the 6th time here tonight. Chris Akers is going to bring him back to the start-finish line as your leader. Carl Lingel, Dalton Gibson, Ambrose Nebel, Tyler Hurt, your top 5. Let's see if we can... I believe this started potentially with Ethan Horst. Let's take a look. No, this was further back. This was actually an event that didn't even involve the group in front of him. This is DJ Madish. So 2 incidences at once kind of happening here. Oh, that slow car to 3 just gets sideways, and then they just go for a ride. And that happened here. We were talking about you want to save the car. You want to make sure you've got it in a place that that you can take care of it. Because you've got to have a car at the end to be competitive at the end. And being there in that kind of that 5th through 15th bunched up together here with another 40 laps to go just does not make a lot of sense for some of those, or for a lot of folks. And that is a perfect example of why you have the chance to get caught up in somebody else's crosshairs that you were really just trying to hang on for the ride for. A lot of fast drivers potentially going to have some pretty extensive damage as we're under caution here for the 6th time tonight on lap number 61. You're watching Turn 1. Get connected with Turn 1 Broadcasting anywhere you take on content. That'd be YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Any of the avenues you're watching here tonight, or you want to share with friends, send them on over. We'd appreciate some support, either a like, subscribe, comment, or just saying hello in a video. Does a lot for us, and we appreciate it. Again, we see all those out there on YouTube watching here tonight. Twitch, we see you as well. We appreciate all those follows. Facebook, always a consistent one there. Was just checking out on my phone that Facebook stream, looking real crispy here tonight. This fine Monday evening under the lights at Daytona. American Sim Racing Tour kicking off their season here tonight. The Gen 4 Cup cars, 90 laps around this place, and we're past halfway. Had a relatively smooth first 30, 35 laps or so, but since then, those cautions breed cautions, and boy howdy, we are starting to feel that just a smidge here as we're under our 6th one on lap number 62. Pace truck lights are off, though, and the 29 car, the 7 machine, are going to be up front. Good, bringing us back to the green flag. Todd Poston and Tyler Hurst. I'm sorry, Tyler Hurt, rather, going to be bringing them back. And, yeah, we're going to see how this shakes out. Again, a lot of these drivers here have had to consume that fast repair they had down pit road. We'll see how much longer or what kind of racing materializes now that everybody's got to be on their P's and Q's. Green flag back out. Akers with a really decent start there on the bottom, but Gibson's not going to let it go down the outside. As they roll into turn number 2, Poston's going to be, well, he was going to be sucked right to the bumper of the 7. In the meantime, Akers is going to have about a 5-car string on that inside line. That's going to make that inside line pretty quick here as they come down the backstretch, gathering momentum. It takes about 2 laps for these drivers to get up to speed. With the 16 and the 83, a pretty big push. That's Hurt and Caputa. Nothing really materializing except for these front bottom 5 here. Everybody just kind of scattered out, spaced out, car length here, car length there, and that's not the optimum way to run around this Daytona, but it's the optimum way to potentially stay out of trouble. As we see, I believe that was the 21 car move up to the high line, making his way back to the front. Poston now is going to lead that outside line with Gibson moving to the bottom to take the lead away from the 29 car. The 7 machine's going to take that lead here on lap number 64. Poston, Lone Ranger on the outside. That car looks a little squirrely up there. He's going to have a little bit of help, but nothing super organized just yet. And now that help that he did have is going to move down to the inside line. Poston's going to be all by himself on that outside until the 21 gets to him. That's Holloway moving back up front through pit stops. Got cycled through and really wasn't running in the top 10, but now back up here. Does he get caught up with Poston and start making a run for it? He's going to. He's connected to that bumper of the 31. Holloway with the move. Poston now picking up ahead of steam, coming up along the outside. We were talking earlier, if you're anywhere near the 29 car, the caution come out there, but if you're anywhere near the 29 car, you need to get connected with him and run. Well, the same going with that 21. Caution's going to be out. It looks like our last restart leader, Ambrose Nebel, involved here. Let's take a look. Oh, Ambrose gets, he's going to get some help there, and then a couple other drivers get sideways. That's really unfortunate. I think he may have had a smidge of assistance there. Maybe Will Weber getting into the back of him. Let's double check here. Oh, no, but Will was on the bottom and got collected in that quite a bit. That's unfortunate. What is going on here now? Looks like we've had an incident during caution. Maybe not. Nope, we definitely... Oh, big checkup down the backstretch. A little bit of a low-speed incident there. Coming down the backstretch. Under caution. Scored your leader, Dalton Gibson, with Chris Akers, your P2. Todd Pauston, Tyler Hurt, Daniel Holloway, your top 5. Everybody's going to come down pit road and take tires once again. 25 laps remaining in tonight's American Sim Racing Tour Daytona race. Here on turn 1. We're going to step away. We're going to go back green flag racing here with 22 laps remaining for the American Sim Racing Tour season kickoff at Daytona. These Gen 4 cars putting on a show here. Pace Truck's going to duck down pit road. Dalton Gibson and Todd Pauston up front. Green flag back out. The 7 car gets them rolling on the inside. Pauston, though, is going to have a good push here for Kirby Caputa. Daniel Holloway is going to be on the bottom here and get lined up behind that 7. Guarantee it. He'll be there by the backstretch. We'll keep an eye on that 21 car. Does he join that top line in front of Poston? We'll find out. Everybody kind of jockeying for position here as they come down the backstretch. The 21 sucked right to the bumper. Oh, we got a car just randomly into traffic. Leaders have to really take evasive maneuvers. I'm not sure what's going on with that slow car. That was nearly catastrophic, and Poston's in the wall off the hood of the 83. That's going to end whatever resemblance of a competitive night Poston was going to have, unless he's got a fast repair available, but he's going to need a caution. In the meantime, the 7 of Gibson, the 21 of Holloway. By the way, Holloway back up front. Here comes Hurt as well in the top 3. That 21 sucked right to the bumper of the 7 if he can hang on to it. The 21 and the 7 could be a factor big time at the end. Oh, by the way, here comes out of nowhere the 99 of Rob Duvendak. There you go, Rob. Sorry about that. All of a sudden, he's on the bumper of the 29. They're making big moves sideways, moving into 1. The 99 is going to come out here and try to take this lead away from the 7 with only the 29 pushing. Can they make it happen? All of a sudden, that outside lane's got 5 cars deep. It is a race to who can have somebody tucked up under him better. The 21 or the 29. Our top 12 cars have broken away from the rest of the pack. 20 laps to go. Duvendak, Gibson, Holloway, Akers, all up front, making it exciting here. That inside line has a lead by a car and a half. Caputa with a big push in that 83. He's going to get the 21 briefly clear of the 99, but the 99, the 21's going to stay down low. He's going to stay committed to the bumper of that 7 machine. Gibson's along for the ride right now, and getting one like no other off the bumper of the 21. That outside lane starting to form up again. The head of steam that we saw the 29 and the 99 come with just kind of fell apart here. With a couple gaps in cars on that top line. Currently, that inside line is the place to be. Nearly side by side evenly as they come down the backstretch here at Daytona under the lights. ASR Tour just putting on a show. Everybody trying to hang on. That's the first time we've seen the 21 come off the bumper of that 7. Gibson's going to roll back to the 21. In the meantime, that's going to give the 99 and the 29 a chance to build some momentum. Maybe make a move coming into turn 1. The 29 locked to the bumper of the 99 on the outside. Gibson gets back to, the 21 of Holloway gets back to the bumper of Gibson. And here comes the 29 and the 99 on that outside line. It's going to be a big shove down the backstretch here. Does the 99 move down and take the lead away from the 7? Only about half a car length, and the 21's back to the bumper of the 7. Holloway with a big shove down into turn 3. Going to have some help from the 83 as well. Gibson out front, just minding his P's and Q's. He can't really do anything at this point. He is truly along for whatever ride he's going to get. And it's not a bad one to be on with that 21 in your rear view. But you got to know that 29 and 99, they're not done on the high side. But that bottom three has it fairly locked in. With Caputo in that third spot now. If we were 6 laps to go, say 10 more laps into this, I think we would have saw the 21 go up and clear himself off the nose of the 99 and see if he could get a shove to take the lead. But maybe that's even still too early as they come across the stripe with 15 to go here at Daytona. Side by sides, coming down the backstretch. The 99 is about as even as he has been over the last 3 laps or so, with the 7 coming down the backstretch, with the 29s running about half a lane higher. Not really connected. They're going to lose some momentum. The 21's going to get a big run here on the 7 as they come down the front stretch. 2 cars clear on the outside. The 21 stays with the 7. 14 to go. Nothing really changed here, but they're going to run into a little bit of lap traffic. Thankfully, the lap car is going to tuck down on below the line. And the 7 and 21 moved up a little bit. The 99 gave them the room, but that's going to give the 99 a bit of a pull. I don't see the momentum out of that top line yet that we saw when they made the run here, where the 29 and the 99 came up front. Not the same speed, kind of stalling out here for the lead. Makes you wonder if one of those cars may have a little bit of damage slowing them up. Then in the meantime, the 7 cars just keeping it free and clear here on the bottom. Holloway just underneath or just behind him in the mirror, pushing that 7 car. Been pretty dedicated here. What I've seen all night tonight is the 21 be pretty committed to whoever he's partnered up with. I don't suspect that's going to change here for another 10 laps or so, but you get to the last lap here at Daytona in any super speedway race, really, and all bets are off. As we've talked about a couple times here tonight, super speedway racing is the great equalizer for every driver out there. You have a chance to bring home the checkered flag. If you're running 5th or 25th with 2 to go, everybody's got an opportunity. Gibson hanging on here up front as they come across the stripe with 11 to go. Got a great drafting partner in the 21. Looks like Gibson's got his fan club in the Facebook chat. Robbie, we're cheering for him as well as the laps start to wind down here at Daytona. In the meantime, the 99 and the 29 about even again with the 7 and the 21. We've not seen, again, a whole lot of power coming out of that top line. It just looks like the 21 is just the better push right now, but everybody's starting to get squirrely. This is a fairly decent green flag run for these drivers. I imagine tires these cars are starting to change. Not necessarily tires, but handling as a general is going to start coming into play here as we wind down the laps with 10 to go. They're also going to catch on to some lap traffic who's going to quickly duck out of the way. As that 7, the 99 is going to come down with a big head of steam down the backstretch. We saw that 83, I believe, get into the rear of Paulston and get him into the wall. But since then, oh, the 21 really drives it up high. Nearly makes contact with the 29. That could have been disastrous in the front row with 9 to go here. But as I was saying, we saw the 83 get into Paulston, and unfortunately end his night competitively unless we see a caution here. Oh, we're going to see it. Caution's out. I saw somebody go airborne. There's a couple of cars that got a little bit of a wild ride there. Let's go see if we can take a look, find out who that was. Let's see if this has part to do with it. I don't think it does, but let's just double check. Oh, no, it does. Nope, nope, it doesn't. That's the that was the wreck previous to. Let's go back here. This was under caution. A little bit of bumping and banging. It looks like two different incidences right at the same time once again here. I'm not sure if we caught this actual wreck or not. One more time, we'll take one more look. I'm going to say we didn't. I'm not quite sure what exactly happened there. We saw it happen, but it is not showing up in our racing events, but that's okay. We're going to have plenty of other action to keep our eyes on here as the leaders. They're going to come down pit road. And Gibson is going to commit. The 21 thought about it, but he's going to come down as well. Take tires. This very well could be the last time these drivers are on pit road with Gibson in the box. Holloway with a great qualifying effort is going to move up quite a few boxes up. Whatever you've got left, you're going to use up right here. As you see, the 83 is going to come out. The 99 is going to come out. Everybody's on the roll. Who's going to be first off pit road? That was Daniel Holloway. Chris Akers is going to follow him. Kirby Caputa, Rob Tuvadek, Dalton Gibson. Going to be your top 5 off pit road. It looks like we've had a couple stay, or just one stay out. That is Eddie Morris for the first time up front here tonight. He's up 13 spots up front. He was last on pit road on lap 67. We may see him duck down pit road here before this is all said and done. In the meantime, though, the 21 is going to take the lead, and they're going to take the lead with he's going to take the lead with about 5 laps remaining. We're going to take a moment to step away one more time for a commercial break. You're watching Turn 1.
I feel like I'm afraid to say how I feel, to know I let you down. These late nights turn to days, don't wanna let you down. With each breath we give away, it'll never be the same. I'm chasing somebody who won't ever ease the pain, but I don't want half of your heart, heart. You can have it back if it's only half of your heart. If it's only half of your heart. I feel like I'm afraid of the other things that can't change.
I am pretty sure we have been called the last 10 minutes or so on mute. Sorry about that, folks. Having a little bit of audio interface issues since we went back live. You saw that big incident there with 5 to go. Unfortunately, the 7 car involved, the 99 car involved, a lot of fast drivers, a lot of mid-pack cars who have already gone through the faster process, potentially affected there. Looks like we're going to have a green-white checkered attempt. Going to go to NASCAR overtime here with that 8 machine out front. He's not been on pit road since lap number 67 with drivers around him have come down on the last 7 or 8 laps. So this will be really interesting to see how that shakes out with that driver up front. And does he got the tires to hang on to it? So your top 10 right now is going to be Eddie Morris, Daniel Holloway, Chris Akers, Dalton Gibson, Ed Smith, Joseph Fogg, William Weber, Todd Poston, Sean Smith, and Frank Ranger Jr. all in your top 10 here. Going to see some beat-up race cars jockeying for position here at the end. How many of them may have something left in the tank? Now, as we get ready to get back green flag, I just want to call out a couple numbers here. Keep an eye on that outside line, that 21. He gets the right push. He can keep it clean. That could be the driver to contend with. The 7 machine behind him. Gibson's coming in hot here. In the last 30 laps, really turned up the wick in that 7 car. Chris Akers has been fast all night. Will Weber, who was up front early, is back in it. Sean Smith also back here in the top 10. So a lot of really fast drivers have a lot of potential to shake it up here. It's the pace truck's going to bring or come down pit road for what I hope to be the last time. Let them race it all the way out here. That 8 car is going to bring the green flag back out. 2 to go here at Daytona. Clean start with the top 7. Everybody minding their P's and Q's, but jockeying for position. You saw everybody got loaded up going into 2 or going into 1. The 8 car free and clear with the 29 with a huge push. Holloway doesn't have a whole lot of help on the outside, but it looks like the 7's on the move now. Here comes Gibson on the outside. It's going to bring him even with that inside group, but the 29's locked to the bumper of the 8. Hanging on tight side by side, the top 6 as they roll out of turn 4. They're going to come down to the tri-oval. They're going to get the white flag one more time here at Daytona. Oh, a couple cars loose back there, but we stay clean and green. The 8 car, the 21, the 29, the 7. So many cars have options here. The 8's going to move up to get out of the... have to dodge some traffic. He's going to shut the door at the 29. Morris on the bottom. The 21, though, on the move. Here comes the 7 with Gibson. The 21 of Holloway. Gibson on the bumper. The 8 and the 29. It's going to be a close one as they come down the stretch. The checkered flag is out, and the 8 car gamble's going to pay off at Daytona. Big wreck at the end there. But Eddie, Morris, Daniel Holloway is going to be your top 2. Sean Stevens is going to squeeze out a top 3. Top 3, Chris Akers and Tyler Hurt. Your top 5. Unfortunately, a big incident there on the front stretch as they were coming to the checkered. That is not how you want to see these end, but man, what an incredible race for a lot of these drivers here at Daytona. Congratulations to Eddie Morris. And that gamble paying off for that driver. We're going to step away here in just a moment. and bring you some post-race interviews. You're watching Turn 1 Broadcasting. Another exciting race here in the books here on Turn 1 with that winner, the 8 machine, Eddie Morris, bringing home the victory here tonight at Daytona. What a wild race here. And again, these drivers, the way this league rotates through, I think this is going to be very popular, not only on the channel, but you may be interested in joining this group as well. So I strongly encourage you to reach out to the ASR Tour if you want to join up. Here's what that schedule is going to look like over the next couple weeks. Headed to Daytona next week in the Gen 4. Then we move to the Gen 8 car and do a rotation through Daytona and Talladega. And then they move to trucks up in March. So if that's more your thing, that March date's going to be great. Moving to the trucks and then Xfinity and next gen cars before they kick off their move to the playoffs. Now that we've got an opportunity to talk to third place Sean Stevens. Sean, congratulations on the top 3. What a wild race that was here at Daytona tonight to kick off the season.
Yeah, what a way to kick off the season, man. I got the pole and was up front, made some bad decisions, got back in the back, tried to work my way up, and yeah, that last corner I seen everybody wrecking, so I head for the grass and see what I can do with it. End up third.
Sean, how much of the cautions we saw tonight and just in general the racing is part of this Gen 4 car, kind of fast as loose, handling characteristics and what I would argue probably one of the more challenging cars to kind of keep underneath you. How did that play a factor here tonight?
Yeah, I think it played a factor. You try to make quick decisions and the car will get away from you real quick. You just got to make small, precise inputs and just take it easy with it.
Well, was able to dodge that last lap wreck and bring home a top 3 here tonight. Sean, congratulations.
Thank you.
Of course. And with that, we will wait to see if we could get our race winner. We saw him pop in here. I want to talk to Eddie Morris. That driver, I tell you what, made a gamble pay off. Where did he go? Come on, Eddie, come back. Had a gamble that paid off for him. We want to make sure we acknowledge that 8 machine again had a great run here tonight. There he is. And Eddie, congratulations on a victory here tonight. A little bit of a gamble staying out since lap 67 to bring home the victory. What did you think you could do there when you staying out and everybody else came down pit road on lap 83?
I was just hoping for one. We didn't have another caution there at the end. If we had another one, I would have definitely had to come in. I had 0.8 when I crossed the line. And yeah, man, it was definitely a gamble. The whole last run, though, I was trying to save some because I knew it was going to be close. And when it was like super close, probably about 17 laps to go in the stint, it was like 17.8, and then I'd come back around to the line and it'd be like 16.9, like right before I got to the line. I'm like, I don't know about this. And yeah, man, we got that one caution, and I'm like, all right, I'm feeling pretty good about it. And we got another one real quick there, and I'm like, oh man, I don't need that one. And then, you know, I was starting to second guess myself there, and ended up making a super last minute decision to stay out, and it worked out.
How much of that victory here tonight came with the benefit, or rather the help, from that 29 car in your mirror? We saw them be really fast up front all night, and both pushing and leading, and electing to kind of stay behind you there. Did you feel like you had something for him in the 21 and maybe the 7 and a couple others up front there on that last lap, or was it just going to be a free-for-all?
Honestly, man, my main thing, because I didn't have any teammates up there after that last one, Duvendak got taken out in it, so I didn't really have a dancing partner there, and I was kind of worried the 29 wasn't going to push me as hard, you know, with the 21 being his teammate, which, you know, would be understandable. I wouldn't be mad about it. I mean, it sucked, but I wouldn't be mad about it. I'd understand, you know. But yeah, I didn't think he was going to push me as hard as he did. Shout out to him for sure. Because if he wasn't pushing me, then the 21 definitely would have gotten it there. But yeah, man, he's a heck of a pusher. Holloway's a heck of a pusher. Pretty good racers in here, and yeah, man, you can't win these things without somebody pushing you. So if I told you that it was all me, I'd be sitting here lying to you. So yeah, shout out to the 29 for the pushing.
There you go, absolutely. Well, listen, Eddie, congratulations. A gamble paid off here at Daytona, and bringing home the victory here tonight.
For sure, man, for sure.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up race coverage here of ASR Tour's inaugural race on Turn 1 and their season opener here at Daytona. What an incredible event, incredible race. And it has been well worth the time investment to come and spend with these guys. Again, if you want to get connected, because I tell you what, we're going to be bringing the next couple of weeks of content with these guys every Monday night, 9 Eastern, 8 Central, right here on Turn 1. I can't wait. On behalf of everybody, including the league admins and myself, I'm Sean Fitz. We appreciate you tuning in. We'll catch you next time for another Turn 1 broadcast. Thanks so much for watching. Good night, everybody.